On today's episode, a major new update on the Tesla Cybercab, hippie protesters leave behind hazardous waste, Rivian gets caught stealing, Elon talks boring company, and Europe gets a piece of ass. Tesla is ramping up its efforts to begin testing the robotaxi service and Optimus humanoid robot in real-world scenarios. The company recently posted a job opening for a C++ software engineer specializing in teleoperation for these projects. This role involves developing systems that allow remote control of the Cybercab and the Optimus robot, utilizing virtual reality setups that enable operators to perform complex tasks remotely. Tesla describes the position by writing, "Our remote operators are transported into the device's world using a state-of-the-art VR rig that allows them to remotely perform complex and intricate tasks. Working with hardware teams, you will drive requirements, make decisions, and implement software integration for this custom teleoperation system." Teleoperation of Optimus bots is something that we've already seen Tesla doing pretty frequently, and this job will become even more critical as the training of the robot's neural network is expanded into more real-world tasks. While teleoperation of driverless cars is something new to Tesla, Google-owned Waymo has been doing this all along with their autonomous fleet. When the car sends out a stuck signal to headquarters, a person will be standing by to intervene and try to solve the problem. This is something that was famously not done by Cruise autonomous taxis, and that resulted in giant traffic jams of stuck vehicles that blocked roads and effectively destroyed the company's reputation by turning them into a joke. So that's probably something that Tesla is looking to avoid here. Speaking of CyberCab, our globe-trotting European correspondent Jan just popped over to London, England for a close-up examination of the new CyberCab prototype. This is located in the Tesla showroom at the Westfield Mall, and thank you, Jan, for sending back this exclusive high-quality video. The first thing Jan observed is just how eye-catching the CyberCab design is, not just for the hardcore EV geeks, but a lot of people walking by the Tesla store were stopping to do a double take and walking back to check out the new vehicle. Jan says that the car actually looks even better in real life. The gold paint is stunning and the design is sleek. You can see the major focus on aerodynamics right away. As for the exclusive new details that Jan reported from his trip, he found none. The thing with the Cybercab is they've deleted everything they could, so there aren't exactly many new details to find. Rather, it's more about what's missing. The showroom model here also had the wider plastic caps for the wheels, rather than the painted wheels we saw at the Robotaxi event. This is what the Cybercab rims actually look like. The Tesla UK team unfortunately wouldn't let Jan sit inside the Cybercab. Apparently they tried doing that, but the lineups became too long to deal with, so again, proof that this is actually a very popular vehicle even far away from the USA. Speaking of America, we'd like to wish a very happy Thanksgiving to our southern neighbors, and to celebrate, we will be launching our brand new line of Tesla Space merch on Black Friday with a limited time discount. Here is another sneak peek for you. Check out the Move Fast, Break Things crew neck, a sleek design that captures the bold spirit of innovation, and if you want early access to the rest, here's your chance. Quantities are limited and this gear won't last long, so sign up with your email now for exclusive early access to the full collection and Black Friday discounts using the link in the description below. Remember all of those so-called environmentalist hippie protesters who were living in the forest outside Tesla Giga Berlin's factory? Members associated with the protest made at least one act of vandalism against Tesla infrastructure. Earlier this year, then a whole herd of them attempted to storm the gates of the factory before being beaten and pepper sprayed by German police. After nearly 9 months of occupation, those same police have finally dismantled the protest camp near Giga Berlin. The activists, who opposed the factory's expansion due to environmental concerns, had built tree houses and other structures in the forest adjacent to the facility. After clearing out the site, authorities were left to clean up the site with significant waste, including paint cans, batteries, plastic tarps, and buckets filled with human waste. A police officer described the area as resembling a hazardous waste dump. So, I don't need to point out the irony here, but that is Alanis Morissette levels of ironic. This protest is part of an ongoing opposition to Tesla's plans to expand its Berlin factory, which includes constructing a freight station and storage areas. Activists have expressed concerns about increased water usage and deforestation resulting from the expansion. Despite these protests, Tesla continues to advance its expansion plans, aiming to increase production capacity and infrastructure at the Berlin site. The company has not publicly commented on the recent clearing of the protest camp. The American electric vehicle maker Rivian has just admitted to stealing Tesla's battery secrets. Kind of. Tesla and Rivian are close to settling a lawsuit that began in 2020, where Tesla accused Rivian of hiring its employees to steal trade secrets, especially related to battery technology. Now, Tesla has recently informed a California judge that they've reached a conditional settlement and plan to dismiss the case by December 24th, provided the agreed terms are met. The specific details of the settlement haven't been disclosed, and both companies have declined to comment. But seeing as how Rivian is the defendant in this case and Tesla clearly has significantly more resources at their disposal to wage a legal battle than the relatively small startup, it's likely in this case that Rivian admitted some amount of wrongdoing and agreed to a sum of money that would make the whole thing go away. Tesla's lawsuit made claims that Rivian displayed an alarming pattern of poaching employees and stealing intellectual property dating back nearly 5 years. Tesla also identified as many as 6 employees who may have taken highly sensitive information with them when they left to go work for Rivian. This lawsuit is part of Tesla's broader efforts to protect its proprietary information. In 2019, Tesla sued Chinese EV maker Xpeng Motors, alleging a former employee took autopilot-related code. That case was also settled in 2021, with the defendant making a monetary payment and no specific details being released. Additionally, in June, the mysterious individual Klaus Flugbiel pleaded guilty to stealing Tesla's manufacturing secrets with the intent to sell them to Chinese competitors. He is currently facing up to 10 years in prison. Starship just got some fantastic news from our old friends at the Federal Aviation Administration, who just released an updated environmental assessment for Starbase Texas that would increase the number of annual launches and landings from the site. The assessment examined the impact of up to 25 launches a year, along with 25 landings each of the Super Heavy booster and Starship upper stages. This is very promising news, but nothing is confirmed just yet. The FAA says that the release of the updated draft begins a public comment period that runs through January 17th. There will be 5 public meetings to gather input, 4 in-person events in Texas in early January, and 1 online event January 13th. This should line up perfectly with the next Starship launch on Flight 7, which at the moment is being rumored for January 11th. That one will not include a Starship catch, but Elon Musk says that if they pull off another controlled water landing, then Flight 8 will be a candidate for the first return-to-launch site from orbit. Elon Musk recently highlighted a significant advancement by the Boring Company. Their Prufrock 3 tunnel boring machines can now start digging tunnels without any of the time-consuming site preparation that is typical for an underground tunneling operation. They just pull up with their equipment and dive right in. This innovation is made possible by a system called the Monster, which is a gigantic mobile platform that launches and retrieves the tunnel boring machines, allowing for immediate excavation in pretty much any site location. We previously saw the Monster extracting a Prufrock 3 from inside the construction site of the new Giga Texas Southern expansion. Then it drove away with the boring machine en route to the next job. This development is part of the Boring Company's ongoing efforts to streamline tunnel construction. Their upcoming tunnel boring machine Prufrock 4 is designed to tunnel faster and more efficiently than previous models. In August 2024, Prufrock 4 began testing in Texas, producing up to 4.7 million pounds of thrust. These advancements aim to reduce the time and cost associated with tunnel construction, potentially making underground transportation systems more viable in urban areas. Tesla has introduced its Actually Smart Summon feature to Europe and the Middle East, allowing owners to remotely move their vehicles using the Tesla app. However, due to local regulations, the feature is more limited compared to its US counterpart. In these regions, users must stay within 6 meters, about 20 feet, of their car when using the feature. That's a restriction stemming from the United Nations Economic Commission for European Regulations. In contrast, US users can operate Actually Smart Summon from up to 213 feet, approximately 65 meters away. The stricter European limitations have led some users to view the feature as more of a novelty than a practical tool. Despite these constraints, the rollout of Actually Smart Summon in Europe and the Middle East marks a step forward in Tesla's efforts to expand its autonomous features globally. The company continues to work with regulators to potentially ease these restrictions in the future.